That was easy.
Except it wasn't. What's going on, Canes fans? The Miami Hurricanes survive again, beating Louisville 52-45 at L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. Say it with me again. L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. Now say it 5 times fast. I bet you can't. Miami, hey, look, a win is a win. This is my quick, instant reaction to the game. Typically, I'm pacing back and forth with my phone, but your boy Coop just kind of chilling. I'm real tired, so we're just going to fire up the camera here, talk about this game for a few minutes. And how can I talk about this game without mentioning the fact that there was once again a controversial call in this one? And anyone who has a pair of working eyes and an actual brain knows that the reverse call was the right call. It never should have been called a scoop and score for a touchdown in the first place. Cam Ward throwing the ball forward. It's an incomplete pass. They say it was a fumble, and a scoop and score ruled on the field for Louisville. And all over social media, all I see is another crucial call reversed in favor of Miami to protect the ACC golden child, which is still just the craziest thing I've ever seen. If you ask anyone who's a non-Miami fan or a Miami hater, it was a fumble for a scoop and score. If you ask any Miami fan or someone who actually doesn't bring a biased opinion to it, they made the right call with reversing it. And it's just so funny because week in and week out, people are going to try to continue to nitpick, the Miami games and find reasons to cry and complain about it. Losers lose. It just is what it is. And Miami survives in a game that was a shootout. Louisville played really well, and this was the type of game that we expected here. Two high-powered offenses. Miami only wins by 7. I didn't give either team enough credit with my score prediction, but Miami did in fact win by 7, which, funny enough, Louisville has 3 losses this season, all 3 of them by 7 points now. But it was also a little annoying, and then we're going to talk about some good stuff. Did any of you have to mute the game while you were watching it? Because those announcers made me sick to my stomach listening to them get so hyped over any and everything that Louisville did, and then they wouldn't bring the same energy for the Canes when they scored a touchdown. Obviously, they wanted to see Miami go down, and it's just kind of wild. We love the hate, but that's a broadcast where those guys are supposed to be neutral, and it was very apparent. I think that Miami only had to punt the ball twice in this game. When talking about the offense, let's be real. I have no complaints. Another 300-plus passing game for Cam Ward, 4 touchdowns. Miami, thank goodness, was able to establish the run early in the game. Thank you, Mark Fletcher. He came out there and did his thing very early, which helped the offense out a ton. And then we were able to flex that depth on them a little bit. It shows, man, Damian Martinez came in and was running guys over late in the game in the fourth quarter. A.J. Allen came in and continued to do A.J. Allen things. Still a bit underrated. This is a guy that runs with purpose. He runs downhill. He's aggressive. It's just so unfortunate because I do think this is close to being a championship caliber offense, but the defense is nowhere close. And we knew that the secondary was going to be a little suspect going into this season. But it's very apparent that it's a bit worse, I think, than some people even thought. Now, to be fair, Louisville, again, is an explosive offense. They're going to beat you with some plays. But more so in this game, it was big run plays, breaking off big plays in their rushing attack, and that was kind of unexpected. Isaac Brown is a good running back, but there's just so many issues on the back end with this defense. Who's the big name corner or safety right now. I mean, Daryl Porter Jr. has done all right. Amish has been okay. Harris has just struggled a lot. Kiko has been kind of underwhelming, and it's no hate. It's all constructive criticism, but so many of those guys on the defense struggled in this one. Basaint kind of had a hard time. These teams are just, using a lot of motion and going quick at times, and we just look lost. Poor tackling again, bad angles, and I'm hoping and praying that it's not going to bite Miami in the booty at some point, because thankfully Miami has such a high-powered offense to counter it. But I don't know what is going to happen eventually with the defense. I'm not sure. Now, the defense, Ruben Bain did force a fumble, and Popo recovered it in the end zone. So the defense did help and put 7 points on the board. But overall, the performance from the defense is just not very good. I mean, we gave up. At one point, I blinked. I literally blinked. And Louisville scored 14 points. Now, to be fair, one of the scores was a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. So special teams has got to be a little bit better there in the coverage department. But Andy did hit a 55-yard field goal, which would have been good from 60. So that was nice to see. But, man, that was – people were like, yo, we can breathe a little bit. Like it's a two-possession game. And then, bam, it was a tie football game again. So every time it seemed like Miami would start to separate themselves from Louisville, they would let them get right back in it again. And it's no disrespect to Louisville. Tyler Shuck came out there and was slinging it. He threw for more than Cam Moore did, and he threw the same amount of touchdown passes. So Brom came in with a great game plan, and Louisville gave us everything they had, and it was a very close game. But I still just don't think it's fair to disrespect Miami and say that the refs handed them a game. If you want to play the game of going through and screenshotting stuff, there were missed holds. There were, I saw at one point, hands to the face, right? And it was never called. Louisville claims there was a phantom flag that then they went to a commercial break that is what led to the defensive touchdown for Miami. How about this? Let's chalk it up to piss poor officiating by the ACC once again as a whole. Even Miami fans will agree with that one. But just so happy that we were able to run the ball early. No catches, however, by the tight ends. I believe Arroyo was targeted once, and he was not able to come down with it. So the list of receivers in this game is pretty slim, but we broke the bye week curse. No, Miami fans, we broke the bye week curse. Finally, we are free. Mario Cristobal had never done it before here at Miami, but the team came out mentally prepared, and they looked good. Most of the guys looked pretty healthy, so it's so nice to just have that out of the way. This season, we won a weekday game, and we won off the bye week, which means later on in the season, when we have that second bye week and have to go, play Wake Forest and Syracuse to wrap up, won't be quite as concerned about it. But offensively, again, just an absolute dogfight, a shootout. I never count Miami out now anymore after the 25-point comeback against Cal. But this is one where, tell me if you get the same vibe. Every time Miami has the ball, I'm confident that they're probably putting points on the board. And it doesn't matter. We showed Mario Cristobal said we're going to drop our balls a little bit here and go for it on fourth down. There were times where I was shocked because I was like, from here and out of the shotgun? Really? And boy, we did it. Miami moved the chains. So, it's so refreshing to be like, you know what? 3rd and 13? Nah, that's okay. Miami will move the chains. Oh, we're down 10, 14. That didn't happen in this game, but it's like they'll come back. They'll put points on the board. So with it being a shootout, we just really weren't that concerned about it. We felt like that Miami could hang, and Miami did just that. We'll take a quick look here at the stats. We'll jump over. Total first downs for Miami, 27, 9 of 15 on third downs. And look at this. This right here is great. You love to see this. 3 of 12 for Louisville on third downs. 2 of 2 on fourth downs. 538 total yards of offense. 319 passing. 219 rushing. Again, a pretty balanced attack. 40 rushing attempts to 32 passes. I like it. Penalties 5 for 55. I'll be real, I'm not even going to complain about it that much. Miami didn't have quite as many self-inflicted wounds in this one, and it is a step in the right direction because Miami had been getting 6, 7, 8 penalties. So 5, I think, again, is kind of a step in the right direction there. Fletcher did have the fumble, but overall wasn't too terrible. 1 turnover. Owned the time of possession. Cam Ward, we already said, 21 of 32, 319, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, continuing the Heisman run. Martinez led the way, 12 for 89, Fletcher right behind him. A.J. Allen, I'm telling you, do not downplay the 5 for 31 and a touchdown. He did some big things. And Cam Ward was able to pick up a first down or 2, I believe, with his legs. And 7 for 29, we talked about going into this game how the leading rushers for the last 3 games for Louisville's opponents were the quarterbacks. That was an area that they were a bit vulnerable, and I think that Dawson recognized that. And Cam Ward ran for some of the most yards, I think, possibly that he has this season in a game. Don't quote me on that, but it's probably that or close. Sam Brown, once again, kind of redeemed himself a bit. 3 for 125. And a touchdown. He hit him with the little spin move, the extra effort, the yards after the catch. It was beautiful. Restrepo continues to do Restrepo things. 7 receptions for 101. He's going to break that total receiving yards record this season. I have absolutely no doubt. Touchdown for him. The pass to Jacoby George. Can we sit back here and just reminisce and think about this for a moment, relive that memory? Cam Ward scrambles out. You think he's going to get sacked, and then he just throws a laser beam to Jacoby George in the back of the end zone. A pass that I thought, when the game was live and happening, I thought Cam was throwing it away. But no, he found his man in the back of the end zone, hit him, got the touchdown. We talked about Bain, causing the fumble, Popo jumping in on it. Sacks, 3 sacks. That's, I guess that's not bad. I still feel like the defense overall is just kind of underwhelming. And I still I don't know. Some people say that I'm overreacting. They say that others are overreacting, but I don't know. They're just not, they're not giving me a lot of confidence, period. Andy with the 55-yarder. I mean, I'm still in that spot, y'all, where I can't complain. I can't complain. We let Brooks get over 100 yards receiving, but that's the Bama transfer, kind of expected. Isaac Brown holding him to 56 yards, and he was, building up some steam. He had three games this season where he had rushed for over 100. Overall, I'm happy. We'll continue to nitpick it, and we'll talk about the things that Miami didn't do right, and we can do that in the comment section. But to be able to say that Miami is 7-0, I mean, this was the other game on the schedule, right, guys? Louisville, that everybody had circled in the offseason. I know I did. It was Louisville. It was supposed to be a ranked Louisville, an undefeated Cardinals team, but it wasn't. They had 2 losses. But this is one that people said, you know what? If Miami's going to lose a game, if they're going to have a letdown game, since they survived Cal with traveling across the country, it was going to be the Louisville game coming off of the bye week. But Miami goes toe-to-toe in the shootout and walks away victorious, 52-45. Boy, the hate is just going to continue to roll in. And I'm here for it. This game almost broke 100 points. I think the over-under was 61.5, and Miami was the favorite by 4.5 points. So just absolute fireworks with this game. It was very entertaining, but this whole Cardiac Canes thing, man, Miami needs to build up a lead and hold on to it because I don't know how much. Boy, I don't know how much. They scored 14 in the second, 14 in the third, 14 in the fourth. I don't know how much I can handle that, man. Florida State coming up next week. They've won one football game, but I can tell you what, it's going to look like a totally different Florida State team, isn't it? It's going to be the Super Bowl. It's going to be a chance to save their season. I'm putting words in their mouth. There's no saving that Florida State season. But they want to try to take out a top-ranked Miami Hurricanes. Right now, it looks like Bama was losing to Tennessee. You got Texas playing tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see where Miami falls in the rankings. But all we care about overall as Canes fans is winning. We just want to stay undefeated. Let me know your thoughts about this game down in the comment section below. Again, this is not a super deep dive. This is just a quick initial reaction to the game. It went basically, let's be honest, it went how we expected. Didn't think Miami was going to blow them out. Knew it was going to be a high-scoring shootout. Figured it was going to be a close game. Miami's been having close games. But they have to figure out something on defense. And I don't even so much think it's Guidry. I'm glad I saved this for the end. I don't even know that it's Guidry as much as it's some of the players that just aren't. Finish that thought for me in the comments. Finish that thought for me. If I seemed a little scatterbrained, it's because I hate mentioning this because then the comments end up only being about that. I have not slept in 24 hours. I had my kidney stone kind of flare up overnight. It's still stuck in my ureter. It hasn't made it down to my bladder. And it's basically causing like my bladder and other stuff to spasm. So I did not sleep a wink last night. So I'm very tired. And I'm kind of all over the place. But this game, hey, it was a distraction. It did. Hey, it did help me feel a little bit better. I ain't going to lie. But it's just the game went how we thought. And give Miami some credit. All the people that want to disrespect Miami, I guess keep doing it if you want. But whatever. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy coach. We're undefeated. They can say all they want to say, but we're winning. So remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.